This biohack literally changed my life. It was the first biohack that I started doing before I even knew what biohacking was. If you go back 6 years, I was really struggling with my health. And I was doing a lot of Googling, trying to figure out how to get better. I came across this biohack, and as crazy as it sounded, I decided to give it a try. And one of the first things it did was I was dealing with chronic pain. It significantly reduced my pain. The next thing it did is it really gave me much better energy. So I was dealing with some very serious fatigue, and within a few weeks of doing this, my energy was much, much better. It also improved my moods. So I was dealing with some depression and anxiety, and this made a significant improvement in my mood. So what's the biohack? Cold thermogenesis. So if you go back 6 years, I was dealing with chronic Lyme disease. And prior to that, I was tired all the time. I didn't sleep well. I had chronic back and shoulder pain. I had anxiety. I had depression, brain fog, and I could go on and on. I'll spare you. But I was in a pretty bad place. And I felt I was kind of in this deep emotional pit of despair because I had been treating myself for Lyme disease, or being treated by a Lyme doctor, for 13 months. I was getting worse and worse. So I discovered this biohack, and I'll let you know I'm not a fan of the cold. But as crazy as it sounded, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. And plus, there were a lot of comments from other people on this blog post that had done the biohack that had really good results. So I have other videos that explain how to cold adapt, and it's actually pretty easy. There's a very simple 3-step process, and a little bit later in the video, I'll share where you can get that. But almost from the very beginning, I was getting really good results. So within 2 weeks, I was doing full body submersion in my bathtub in 50-degree water. And as I mentioned before, one of the first benefits I had was I had a big reduction in my pain. I had been dealing with chronic back and shoulder pain. I was always just very tense up in here. My neck, my shoulders, my upper back were pretty much in constant pain. I'd wake up very stiff and in pain, and when I got to work, I was on a computer, I would kind of hunch over. I'd be in pain pretty much throughout the day. And from doing cold thermogenesis, I had a very big reduction in this pain. I was also dealing with anxiety and depression. And one of the things that cold does for you is it increases your dopamine. So I was feeling a lot better mentally. And this really helped me take more action. It helped me do more of the things that I had to do to help me get better, to help my body heal. The other thing it did for me is it really significantly increased my energy. So for months, a friend of mine had been encouraging me to do CrossFit. And at this time in my life, CrossFit was the last thing on my mind. It was the last thing I wanted to do. A, it was super intimidating, and B, I just had super low energy. And what happened with me from being on antibiotics for so long is my weight, it went from 175 pounds all the way down to 140 pounds. So I looked super emaciated. I'd see people I hadn't seen in a while, and I could tell from the look they gave me, like, man, there's something wrong with this dude. And some people actually thought I had cancer. I heard through friends of friends, stuff like that. So my point is, I looked pretty bad. But I was doing this cold thermogenesis, my energy was getting better. And around this time, I was going to a yoga studio of a friend of mine to get Thai massage to help me with my chronic pain. And this yoga studio, it was part of a CrossFit gym as well. So her and her boyfriend opened this gym. They had CrossFit on one side, and then they had yoga in the back room. And I remember walking to the yoga room to get this Thai massage, walking through the CrossFit gym and just feeling super intimidated because everyone was super fit, totally ripped, and just in really good shape. And I was just, every time my friend would tell me, you got to do CrossFit, I was just like, there's no friggin' way, man. So anyway, as my energy started building up, this really gave me a big boost in my confidence. And one of the next times I went to get a Thai massage, I was actually very encouraged and kind of, I don't know, I had a good feeling. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. So I signed up, I started doing CrossFit, and I was just having so many positive changes. And over the next 3, 4, maybe 5 months total, I packed on about 40 pounds of muscle. So my weight went from 140 pounds all the way up to 180 pounds. And that was all muscle, because I was doing CrossFit. I was doing it 3, 4 days a week, and I looked really good. I got really ripped. This was a huge boost for my confidence, because one of the worst things for me about being sick was my confidence was just in the toilet. It was really in the dumps, because my brain wasn't working well. I felt dumb. I've always prided myself, or for most of my life, I prided myself on my intelligence, and all of a sudden, my brain wasn't working when I needed it to. So this really impacted my confidence, both at work and also socially. I felt like a dud hanging out with my friends. So I was doing all these things. So the cold was giving me better energy. It was helping with my moods. It was reducing my pain. Got me doing CrossFit. Put on a lot of muscle. All these different things were a huge boost in my confidence and a huge part of my recovery. So if you're dealing with a challenge, or if you're pretty healthy and you want to take things to the next level, I can't recommend cold thermogenesis enough. So if this is something you want to check out, there's a link below to my biohacking guide. I've got 9 different biohacks in there. Cold is my favorite one. There are other biohacks you can use. All these biohacks are targeted to teach you how to get more energy. So any of these biohacks you do are going to improve your energy, your body's energy production. I would start with cold if you really just want to go balls to the wall. So check it out. If you like this video, give it a like. It helps more people see it. And if you feel it will benefit somebody else, please share it. Like I said, check out the biohacks below. And you can if you're dealing with a health condition, you can literally reverse just about anything using these biohacks. These were the exact biohacks I used to reverse my chronic Lyme disease that I had been dealing with for 10 years. So you can do it alone with these biohacks, or if you want some guided support, there's also a link below that you can schedule a time for us to speak. So if you're serious about your health, if you want somebody to help you get from where you are to your next level, let's set up a time to talk. I'd love to help you out, and I will see you on the next video.